They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong? Bow your head, they whisper low. But how far down does freedom go? Why submissive women are happier? Is it the lie or the laughter? Hold your tongue and hold your breath. Is it life or just a softer?
When was the last time that you actually saw a man open a door for a woman? And he did not hesitate. He did it confidently. In all of his means, he saw her coming, and then he was like, I'm gonna do this, with all of my body. I'm even gonna look into her eyes. When was the last time this happened to you? Another example would be, well, when was the last time you were at a bar? There was a Blue Jays, right, game recently. Everybody was at a bar. And so
Everybody was there.
everybody was there, and there was men that were alone, right? They were alone, but they were just talking to other men. Why? Because they're too scared to approach another woman. In case that, I don't know, something horrible might happen. In this day and age, did women happen to make men scared? Yeah. Do women scare men now? Is that what's happening? Are we in this society where men are scared of approaching women? They're scared of being themselves. They're scared of being masculine. And the worst in all of that is not just the man, is the fact that that's not what women want. They say they want this. They say like toxic masculinity, and they say, oh no, all these things about men. But in the end, they want for you to open the door, and they want for you to approach them. Because women don't do that. They don't approach. It's not a thing they do. So, on the Happy Submissive podcast with myself, Marianne Delacroix, aka Piper Blush all over the internet, we are going to ask ourselves these questions. Are women making men scared? And when I mean scared, I don't necessarily mean like you saw too many Stephen King movies. I mean like scared like to approach, scared to doubt. You know, they doubt. They're afraid. They don't know what to do with you. So, about 10 years ago, I asked myself why submissive women are happier. Finds out that after, well, close to 10 years, more so 11, with my very own master. Hi, master.
Hello.
Well, I was the answer, yeah. And I realized that I needed to share this with more people. And we've decided to share our lifestyle with the whole entire world on the Happy Submissive podcast and in my book, Why Submissive Women Are Happier. So thank you for being here. You can listen to us from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think it's standard time now that we changed the time.
Yeah, we changed.
Yeah.
We changed the time. It's true.
So it is
What time
Vancouver
is it right now?
It's Vancouver time. It is 9:03 a.m.
Yeah,
right
for
now.
us, but is it the real time?
It's so there's Pacific Standard Time and then there's Pacific Daylight Saving Time, which is two different times.
If we didn't change time, what time it would be?
So it was
would be
fall
like-
back, so it would be 10.
It would be 10?
Yeah, you fall back in fall and you spring forward. That's how you remember it. I want to take this time to say hello to everybody who's listening live on YouTube, on the YouTube channel at Piper Blush. This is where we're streaming live right now. If you want to join us, you can, again, from Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. We have some awesome people that are here. There's Dennis, there's Jean-Michel, who has also purchased the book very recently.
Because they couldn't wait for the French version. We are working on the
We are working on it. This new podcast has taken a lot of our time, and we're still setting it up, as you can see and hear. But it's available everywhere right now where you get your podcast. And we are going to put, more time into the translation of the book because we are getting early reader feedbacks from the book, which has been out for exactly a month now. Yeah, because we're the 3rd of November. And it was released or published, or however you want to call it, on the 3rd of October. So thank you to all of you. We are gonna talk about all of this. This kind of contradiction, right? So women say they want strong masculine men. They also like punish masculine behavior. Like there was the whole hashtag Me Too movement and all these things. And then so men are kind of caught in that double. On that line, right? On that thin line. And as soon as they put a toe on one side or a toe on the other side, they're either deemed as like, submissive man or weak man or abusive man. So it's very narrow. This line is very narrow right now, and it's awful. I believe like it's really, really awful. And that comes from generations, right, of being raised by the feminist movement, like the modern feminist movement. And I wanna go over this in many different ways, because like you, Master, you were raised by a father who was really like delicate with women, right?
Yeah, he was totally. He
But like
didn't
too
teach me
delicate. He was
he
kind
al-
of scared of women in that
and
way.
I was scared of women, but not in some way that men's are scared right now. When I was younger, it was totally different.
Yeah.
But my father raised me to be scared of women. I don't know where did he pick that, because the feminists came out when he was young. I don't know what.
In those
the
days,
60s,
in
the
those
70s.
days. Well, yeah, 60s, 70s. I mean, the suffragette was like in the 30s, right? So
but
you know.
he was born in the 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
This is way after that.
But the time for it to get in there, and so the way like you were raised and the way my generation was raised was very, very much within that umbrella of the modern feminism. In Canada, we're talking Canada and the United States. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a bit different from different ethnicities
Ethnicity,
and
exactly.
different countries. We see men from other countries here in Canada reacting completely different to women, and women reacting completely different to these men too, because their culture is different.
Remember when we were walking in Yaletown and we were talking to this construction guy? Then he was with friend.
Yeah.
And a girl passed and he grabbed her hand and he looked and he kind of flirted with her. But he was not white.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a bad way. But he was maybe Mexican or something, or
probably.
maybe something, I don't know, but he was not North American.
Well, not like originally, not that like white North American person.
Yeah, he could have been like a black American.
Yeah.
It doesn't, but American.
But culturally, and like physically, it looked like his accent, he was Mexican. He was Mexican.
It was Mexican. So, and the same thing when we in Cancun, when we were
Cancun.
walking. Hey, want a Mexican boyfriend? Mexican boyfriend.
Guys are different over there. The culture's different. They catcall a lot, and women like react to that very differently. Like it's okay over there to do that, right? When they come here, they have to do it differently because women here do not react in a good way to catcalls at all. So it's very different depending on the culture for sure. But I feel like if we're talking North America, there is this move, and this is what we're going to talk about. So how this affects men, like in general, I have like some points. So there's effects in dating. Men don't approach women as much as they used to. So that makes it more difficult to just date in general, to find a date.
They don't know what to say anymore?
Yeah.
Do you have that thought?
No. No, thank you for bringing it up.
Right.
This affects the relationship. So even when you've passed the dating phase and you're together, men don't want to lead in that way because they're scared. And we're going to go over all of these in the podcast. So just stay right there, right? And it affects, so it also affects sex.
Yeah.
Like men are scared of being too aggressive in bed, and they're scared to taking up too much control in that way. It also affects marriage. We see more women proposing now than men because like there's a fear of rejection, of course, but it's not only that, it's just they don't take the lead in that way. So they don't propose necessarily because they're scared. And it affects society too, because like men are the stronger, more proactive sex between the two. And so if men are weak, then society becomes weaker in that way. We have less men being proactive and wanting to like do things, and like this masculinity, right? This like male power in that way. And when I say this, I'm all saying good things, okay? I'm all saying good things about men. It's affecting all of these areas, all of these spheres. So it's one thing that has effects on many other things. Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the hashtag #MeToo movement.
Yes, we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
Exactly, like how that affected like workplaces and most men. So Rich Smith has a quote. We're just gonna read that and then we'll let you guys think about it. No, I won't lead. I will just go to my own thing. You want to come along, great. If not, great. Well, see,
This is kind of a leadership. You know, I'm going this way. Are you following me? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. This is a man thing in a good way.
It's good because you know where you're going, right? That's kind of
because men knows where they're going. Most of the time, women doesn't know.
No, and men know, and go there and find a woman who wants to go there with you. That's pretty much the prerogative here. All right, let's put our theme song that you can find everywhere. It's called Why Submissive Women Are Happier. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere, everywhere. Mm-hmm.
You're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong?
Marianne Delacroix here, aka Piper Blush, with Master.
Hello.
My master. The contradiction women create, okay? So women, they want strong, confident men. They want men who take charge, who can take care of them, who can provide, right? They want leaders. But the problem is, every time a man tries to take charge, it's deemed as, oh, he's trying to control me. Mm-hmm. Every time a man tries to makes decision for the couple and be like, we're going to do this because this is the right way, then the woman goes like, he didn't ask my opinion, or oh, he's taking decisions for me in that way. Mm-hmm. And then, a man being confident is now mansplaining. But just a man being overly confident or being sure of his action is he's mansplaining. He's overly masculine now. It's interesting because these are really things about the age we live in, right? They weren't like that a few years back. And they will probably not be like that a few years ahead because things change. Environment changes, the immigration changes, our countries are changing in demographic, in mix of culture. All of these things are happening. Mm-hmm. Laws are changing too. So even if a man comes to you in a bar as a woman, sometimes it's seen as creepy and not as gallant or as oh, okay, he's appreciating, he finds me beautiful, or he seemed interested, and oh, he made this effort to come and talk to me. This is wonderful. Mm-hmm.
It's really hard when you go to a bar and just turn around and says hey, how you doing?
It's really hard for men, right? Even I, as a woman, when we're sitting next to another couple and I just want to open a conversation, and we're not even talking about dating, it's just hard to engage with a person. So I imagine a man alone, having to do that, have all this on his shoulders and wanting
finding the perfect pickup line.
Yeah.
You need not to sound creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
This is hard. It's hard.
Not creepy, not overly, I just want
married.
sex. Me too. But it's true that these constraints are a lot more present nowadays. And so even if a man tries to lead, if he wants to lead more, this is now seen as toxic masculinity. Oh, he just wants to be this guy. So if we come back to our examples of a guy opening the door for a woman, most women now find offensive in that thing. They're just no, I can't open my own door. I have arms. Well, this is not the point. The point is not that you can do
Chivalry.
it. The point is chivalry. The point is I would like to do this for you, to you, and then you don't need to repay me. You don't need to... Do we have the censor button? To suck my... I've opened the door for you. That's not it. We're not there yet. All we are at is I opened the door for you. This is a gesture I can do to kind of break the ice, right?
Exactly.
It's not too weird. Okay, we have Celtic Girl.
I won't
Celtic
read
Girl
that comment.
2844. 3 who says, I think the decisions should be between
What decision?
both.
What decision?
What decision? A matter of respect. I don't think that is feminism. If I am earning as much or more than the man, then he is not making all of the financial decisions. Well,
Okay, you need to explain that one to me.
yeah.
I try, because I'm not sure I understand. If I am earning as much or more
That
than
means
the man,
that
then
I think
he
that
is not making all the financial
because
decisions.
in this case the woman is making more money, so she decides. I think
So
that's what she's
the
saying.
point.
Well, that's the point.
When the women makes, if she's not making as much money,
Then he decides.
then he decides.
Well, okay. So I think what this person is saying is that it's a matter of respect. Of course, everything's a matter of respect and humanity, right? Human versus human. But in that way, I mean, if you're making more money than your husband, or you're a woman that is making more money than your husband, then you do have a power over that person, because you can do more with that money, right? If you have the money and you can go on vacation, but your husband can't because he's making less money, well then, yes, of course, in that type of relationship, unfortunately, I mean, he doesn't dominate financially.
No.
This is a fact, but that's your choice. As a woman, you decided to go towards that. You decide to have a man who makes less than you. So you have to deal with that. It's completely different. Some men feel emasculated by that. Some men are housewives. I mean, we've seen it because of modern feminism. A lot more men stay at home. They have like parental things like mothers, and they can do it. I mean, this is not my book. This is not in my book. I don't do that. I wouldn't want that in my relationship.
When like a divorce occurs, it's always finance and sex.
Yeah.
There's never nothing else than sex and finance.
So if it stems from that, then that means that one of them it stems from there. So one of them is unsatisfied with sex or money.
Because money buys you freedom. So if you're more free than the other person,
either you bring them with you and you split, you don't split the money. Everybody puts the money in the same pot, and then we all do that together. Then that's different, because then you become more equal in that way. Okay.
I understand what the Celtic girl says, all the decision. Yeah, I know, because money is totally different at one point. Because of course, if you make more money, if your man doesn't work, and you bring all the money, I mean, I hope you make the decision.
Well, exactly, because that means you are the more powerful and dominant of the two. So there is that type of relationship out there for sure. It's not ours though.
Yeah.
So we can't vouch for that, or we can't talk for that. It exists.
I agree with Celtic girl. I really agree with her, because the financial is the most important part of a couple relationship.
It's survival.
It's survival.
If you don't have money, you don't survive in this day. It's impossible. So what Celtic girl adds is, you were saying before that the man is going to make all these decisions. I said we both decide equally, IDT. That is controversial in any way. And I am not some feminist B *** either. I would W, letting the man leading in different various way, but with major decision, we should make them together. So
can you give us an example of major decision? What is a major decision that is not financial?
Yeah, that wouldn't be financial. And that is rare that they don't go hand in hand, right?
Like
because
buying a house.
Buying a house is financial. Buying a car is financial. Choosing where your kids are going to go, at which school, is also a financial decision. Deciding where you're going to go on vacation, financial. I mean, not many decisions are not financial. You can go philosophical with money for sure, but in the end, it's money. The way we do it is different.
Yeah, it's totally different.
It's totally different.
Because we put everything together.
We put everything together and then you decide. But again, if you have this this man that is not all these things, doesn't have domination in all aspects of your life, or doesn't have these more needs than you in all aspects of life, then of course he's not your master. I mean, it's not like that. It isn't.
also, what is decision? I mean, like having, like she said again, Stealthy Girl, we're going to send our kids to that school. I mean, I think it's not who decide, it's where you should send the best school. I hope everybody
should
agree
do
with
that,
the
right?
best school, not a Catholic school. Don't send them to Catholic school.
Please don't.
Please don't.
I was speaking about major financial decision, and yes, we have kids where they go to school. Exactly, so things like that.
I mean, ask ChatGPT. Where do I send them?
Why do I send my kids to school?
How much money? How much does it cost? Like Diane, our kids, was 30 grand.
$35,000 USD per kid per year in US. In the USA, in Florida. So this is another type of thing. So in that way, we have the money issue. We have the money issue for sure. If you choose a master, if you choose a man to lead, he should have more money than you. Because how do you expect a man to lead if he doesn't? This is not possible. Yeah. Because men know it, but women know it too. If you have more money in the couple, you will make more decisions.
And you're going to be dominant. It's not true that all the women are submissive.
No.
There's three that are not submissive. But, of course, financial. It's always
money. It's always money. Mm-hmm. I do understand what you're both saying, though, and I get that men should lean on certain things. I agree. Well, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because, like, if you only let the man lead in bed, I mean, it's fun, maybe, and it's like role play. But if he's not leading in other aspects of the life, and if he's not able, like, if he's only able to be a dom on Saturdays or when you have sex together and not elsewhere, then it's not really dom. Like it isn't this masculine leadership.
And also, it's not because the man leads that he will not ask for your advice. What do you think?
Of course not.
What do you think this car looks like? Okay, well, then.
Again, this is just human values going off of one another. So let's. Thank you, Stealthy Girl. This was amazing.
I hope you're gonna register at happysubmissive.com.
Yes, it is free.
We need more girls.
And you can join as a woman, as a couple, or as a man. And then once you're there, we have a community. So you can send us messages, and it's like an open board, so everybody can text with everybody, and we can talk about all the topics that we talk on the Happy Submissive podcast. Yeah, from Monday to Friday, on YouTube live at 9 a.m. Vancouver time, or wherever you get your podcast, and whenever you want to get your podcasts.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace in chains of gold. You're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong? Bow your head, they whisper low.
What men are actually afraid of. And this is where it gets more to men that might be a bit older and that are listening to the podcast. If you're a younger male, please do still stay with us. But in that way, it's just because a lot of things have happened in men's careers, and we're going to talk about like legal consequences and things like that. So what men are actually afraid of would be that socially right now, what happened after the #MeToo movement is that a woman can end a man's career, like on suppositions, not even like nothing concrete, right? It's really like guilty until proven innocent, and not innocent until proven guilty with the relations now. And I've read something that was very interesting about how we live in a patriarchy, if you haven't noticed. I mean, feminists have tried as much as they could to have more female-led businesses, enterprises, CEOs, presidents, prime ministers, and all these things. And there are more women in those domains, but we are still in a patriarchy. So if you want to get ahead in life as a woman, you will need to submit to a man, meaning you will need to be mentored by a man. If you want to be the next CEO of the company, there's good chances that CEO is a guy, and he's going to need to teach you the ropes. So you will need to be under him. That doesn't mean sucking is beep. It's not what it means in that way, but it means that you will need to interact with men, and dominant men who have made it. And so men right now are more scared than ever of helping women get to those higher positions, because when you mentor someone, and you've mentored me for years now,
Yes.
not, of course, not in a corporative format and on a corporation way, because we've always done this together, but you need to spend so much time that you will be together in the same room alone a lot, and it's not for sex, and it's for transmission of knowledge. You need to stick together. You need to be always with that person as much as possible. You need to take notes. You need to be intimate in a way that you can lean on each other. If the person is your apprentice, if the person is your next in line to take your position, I mean, this is the kind of bond you need to have. So it needs to be a sort of platonic male-female relationship. It has to be something like that. Of course, I really prone like the holistic approach, and just you sleep together, you are together, and you do everything together. But that's more of a muse artist approach. It's a bit less of a corporation approach. We have businesses, we do things in the corporative way, in that way, but we are not, of course, in one of these like big buildings and have like 20 employees and things like that. For sure, this is different, and there's an HR department and all these things. But this is really bad in the fact that as penalized women of obtaining these higher roles, because men are scared of helping them. And not all men want to have sex with you. Like, some men just really want mentorship and see potential in women truly. Like, they truly. And plus, like, men who get older, let's all be realistic, the older they get, they're kind of like less sex they want. So they're ready to teach more.
Exactly.
They might still find you beautiful and look your ass from time to time, but sex goes down after 50 in general.
You want to have sex? Oh, I think I'm going to clean the dishes. When you find the dishes more relaxing than sex, it's because you get old.
You're at that age, so it's not bad, but we need to understand this, and so yeah, an angry ex can ruin your reputation as a male, in anything. If you have a kid and he plays soccer, and then the mom is really you divorce, and then she's really mad, then you can lose all your friends. I mean, you can lose all of your community that you guys have built together. It happens, and it's kind of easier to happen right now in that way. Also, well, nowadays, and that was a big movement. We saw it back in the day, like all of these fathers trying to have more rights with their kids, right? Women, until like even nowadays, still have kind of the priority.
They do
with children. Yeah. If you want your kids, it's gonna be hard. If the woman is, let's say, sane and okay, she has a job, maybe she's okay, it's gonna be hard for you. You're gonna have to fight for your kids if you want to raise them and be with them. So alimony, custody, assets in divorce courts, it really favors women. And
don't make kids. Just don't make
That's a solution.
That's a solution. It's too complicated.
Then HR departments, a bit like what we said, they believe women by default. Because like, oh, poor woman, like she's so frail and so it's like
men are afraid to look at women.
And now, yeah,
and of course, often when men look at women, they're thirsty because that's how it is. I mean, men buys Playboy, girls buy books.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Visual
50 Shades of
versus
Grey, you know that bullshit.
That book.
50 Shades of Grey. They buy that.
That's Playboy for girls.
That's Playboy for girls, and men needs to look. And now it's getting hard to look at women.
Yeah, and of course, like thirsty looks are. There's of course there's a spectrum. I don't mind being looked at because you taught me that.
Yeah,
as a man,
yeah.
I really love to be looked at, and I appreciate the look, and I appreciate that even the loving compliment, and even the coming up to me and saying, "Can I buy you a drink?" Like I really appreciate it. I try not to turn them down in a very like hurtful way in that way, because I have you, my master. I'm married. I don't want to go out with random guys in that way. But
thank you.
Yes, but I mean, still, you need as a woman to be okay with that, to let yourself be looked at, and that doesn't mean the guy is actually like, jerking his chicken under the table while he's looking at you. This is not it. We're just talking about looking. We're just like, I think that there's there's seriously a spectrum there. It's not because a guy looks or a guy opens the door that necessarily you have to give back. Like you don't.
No,
It's
you just say thank
accept
you,
the
sir.
compliment, say thank you, and then move on. If that's not your thing, or if this is not the kind of man you want, this is fine. So yeah, most society now just believes women and not men by default.
Yeah.
And this is terrible because I mean we should live in a society where we believe evidence and not who said what, right? This is
The hashtag #MeToo movement
Yeah.
did some really bad thing for a lot of men.
and we're not talking about we're talking about regular men, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about like extreme men, or we're not talking about bodybuilders, or we're just talking about the regular guy who wants to go out, who has a job, and
Because like right now, toxic masculinity, we think, man, as a man, I think every man thinks they are like that.
they're
For
toxic.
they're toxic.
Which-
and because
It's a bad word, toxicity. Like
Yeah,
makes you
true.
die, right?
Yeah, toxic. You're toxic. What?
Like biohazard.
Like
I mean, nobody wants to have this thing on them. Nobody wants to be toxic.
And what is it? There's no guideline.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you look, is it toxic?
The woman decides, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this was toxic.
For me.
Yeah. And then it becomes like, okay, that's generality. So you can't kind of go on and be like, oh, there's a toxic manual here. Don't do that. I'm sure some people have wrote books on this.
Probably.
For sure. But how can as a man you like live in a society where you're deemed as the toxic gender, right? Okay. So let's go.
let's, you want some music?
Let's go to some music and we'll be back with the next one.
Kneel down and you'll find peace in chains of gold. You're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong?
All right, let's go to the historical context for all the feminists out there. We are thinking about you too. So what did modern feminists get wrong? I think women now have equal rights under the law. I know there's still some progress to do. They're not equally paid necessarily. We understand these difficulties.
And it's not because we are about submission and domination that women should not make the same amount of money.
We just have a hockey team in Montreal, a female hockey team.
And
That's starting to make money.
Yeah, and I think if we watch those sports, they're gonna make more money because this is how it works, advertising. So
Yeah.
they don't make a lot of money right now because nobody watched them. But now it's getting different. And
The word is getting out there, and
Yeah.
females sports are getting out more.
Yeah.
It's all female sports in
and
Canada.
men likes to watch sports, especially women.
Exactly.
So it's fun.
It works.
Yeah.
They've been filling stadium and all these things. So I think okay, so what happened is that the oppression, most of the oppression of women is over here in Canada. Okay, let's not put all the world. We still have ways to go for sure in that sense, but there's still great things that have happened. I can vote, I can have my own bank
Yeah.
account, I can take out money if I want
Human
to.
right
I can
has
go to the
nothing to
police
do with
station
submission.
and people will listen to me. No, exactly. In that way, we are getting better. And in some places, women are getting a better deal than men. Nowadays, we said, family court, all these things. Even in workplace, if you say something about a man, you can destroy him without having any significant proof. So this gives a woman some sort of power, yes, in society, and over men, unfortunately, in that way. So in many cases, we do have more rights than we did here in Canada. And also the other thing that I always think about, and this might be controversial for some, but the man of my generation, or even the man of your generation, since we are an intergeneration couple, you guys did not do this. I didn't do this. You didn't oppress me. The men of my generation did not oppress me. They're not the ones that didn't allow me to go to school or to vote. It's not these men that did that. It's the men. They're dead, those men.
They're dead.
They're super dead. They're like, so why put the blame on them? Like, it's over. The men that we have nowadays have been raised by other men, that by fathers and mothers that were working, by the feminist movement, by being to school and going to school with other women. Like, it was a mix, right? So I don't like the fact that we're still blaming these. I understand the historical factor, and I understand we should understand like the history of it and know where it stems from in that way, and know to not do that because it's not good for humans and human rights to oppress any woman out there. But in that other way, you didn't do this to me, so why would I be mad at you?
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault. It was just like that back then, and people were doing what everybody does, right? This sheep herd like thing. So that's what happened. And then I feel a lot like what's happening is just revenge, right? So women who were born in my generation, like millennials, and maybe Gen Z, I don't know, because I am trying to have Gen Z friends. If you're Gen Z, hey, add me on Snapchat.
You still have your glasses, you know, those we find that yesterday.
We found the Snapchat glasses. But I mean, so revenge isn't equality. This is not how it works. You shouldn't go and take back all the rights from men and be like, oh, you did this. No, the men that are alive right now next to you in Canada, the men that I know did not do this to me. They did not. They aren't outside when I go and have my driver's license telling me that I cannot drive a car. Like, this is not, I have not met a man like that. There's not a picket fence when I go like to my gynecologist and it's like, no, you won't do that.
This happened in country where there's religion.
Exactly, mostly.
Because right now, North America, Finland, whatever.
Religion oppresses women. Not men. Religion oppresses women.
Yeah.
Like mostly that's
religion.
what it is.
It's religion's fault.
Yeah. So, and we can have a whole other thing about this. So believing all women isn't equality. I mean, this isn't what it is. And why men are so cautious around women nowadays is because of all of this. Because a lot of women have gone with the mindset that, okay, men need to pay. Like, this is payback time. when the guy was born same year as you. I mean, probably like he's your brother. I don't know much. It's like it. So he didn't do this. He was born in the same hospital as you, and he was brought up, and maybe he played with toy cars, maybe you played with Barbies, whatever. I mean, so we're not where we were before, and I feel like some of that takes a long time to kind of like generational trauma and all these things to kind of just stop yourself and think for a little bit. Like, what has really happened to you? Not to other people in other countries, not to your grandmas, and not to your grandfathers either, but you. What is your experience with this? And that's it. That is what is the most important thing. And then go with your experience. Because quite frankly, in my life, even with the few stalkers that I had, and even with all these other things that happened to me, seriously, I haven't been in a situation where a man has been toxic to me. Or a man has been like...
Nobody beat you up?
No, nobody beat me up, ever.
Why?
I don't know, but it didn't happen. So all men that I've come across, not all were great, but quite frankly, not all female were great too. Not like in that way, I feel like I have pretty much the same 50-50 for the good man and the good woman and the bad man and the bad woman. But I was not hurt. I was not scared. At a certain
point, you need to realize when you're with someone that is not good.
Yeah.
You need to get the hell out.
Some women are very manipulative.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about experience and my mother.
And like, I want to, Rick Smith.
Yes.
It isn't the religion, it's the institution. No, it's
institution
the religion.
Is like...
We are killing people right now.
Yeah.
Except Ukraine. That does.
No, that's geographical.
This is, but
most wars.
We're killing people because of religion.
Ideology and religion, which is ideology stems from culture and religion.
Religion is the worst thing ever that man invented.
Yeah, definitely.
Beside gas car. Religion is
it's
bad.
really that. Religion oppresses as much man as female. Both sexes.
There's some part. We're going to make a podcast about religion and submission.
Of course. Okay. So the issue is that, so women are frustrated, right? They're frustrated because
Why?
Well, because they want masculine men, but then they don't want toxic masculinity.
But nobody wants toxic masculinity. But we don't know the difference anymore.
Exactly. Men don't want that either. And women says like, oh yeah, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to have to choose sometimes. I don't want like all of these things. But in the end, like if a guy tries to open a door for you and you're not receptive, well, that's not going to work out. If a man approaches you in a bar and you're like, oh, you're creepy, and you push them off, well then understand that you're saying that to all the men, right? They're going to talk to each other.
And you know what? That girl over there, she said, I'm creepy.
But it's going to become a culture. It's going to become a culture. What you say, what you output in the world, how you react to other people, that at one point scares someone, it triggers them, and then that makes it so that this person will not do it to somebody else because you've broken that in them in a certain way. And so I believe that we need to be careful in that way, and we need to understand like the real motivation behind men doing that. And of course, it is for sex in that way, but
it's always sex.
It is, but it's not bad.
Before 50 years old, it's always sex.
Before 50 years old, it's always sex. After that, it's different.
You need music?
But then,
okay.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, okay, cool.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold, you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong?
The solution, if we can call it like that.
We have a solution.
I think we have like the beginning of a solution, right? Because when you talk about things like this is what happened. So I want all men listening to this like to stop asking themselves permission to be masculine and to stop thinking they're toxic masculinity. Like, what as a man are you, and what do you want to be? Like, you were raised by your mother. I mean, you were raised by your father. You are in this world. You are not 12 anymore. If you are, well, thank you for listening to this podcast. But I mean, yeah, there might be other things on TV right now.
Go watch Mr. Beast. Go watch Mr. Beast.
But yeah, you will get called names. You will, unfortunately, men who go and try to like talk to a woman, you will get rejected. That's just like, that's not like knocking at doors with candy bars and trying to sell them. And that doesn't mean that it's toxic masculinity, or that doesn't mean that all women hate you in that way. That's just the way it is. But I feel like since what's happening in society right now, like men who do that and are scared of like who get rejected might unfortunately get the wrong impression. Not think that it's just normal rejection or normal trial and error in dating.
Okay, I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but it's like when you see a girl and you tell her, hey, you're fat, and you're gonna ruin her day.
Of course.
Right? But it's the same thing with when a girl rejects a man in a certain way, they're gonna feel bad and probably scars.
Yeah, scar themselves.
For
it's the same
a long
thing.
time.
So yeah, that's a good way to point it out. So for men, women can hurt men too. I mean, we've been doing it for ages, and we're still gonna do it. The issue is, you need to understand that men have feeling too. It's not, and I think that's what feminism tried to do in a way, that there was this good first wave of trying to say, okay, yes, men have emotions too. Men are not just blocks of muscle.
It's not because you're a dominant man that you don't have emotion.
Of course not. You are human. I don't know how many times we can repeat that, but people just go right away to the extremes, right? And like, oh, okay, yeah, you're dominant man, so you're okay. No, you need things just like every other human out there. You need to be desired, you need to be loved, and you need for the rejection to be, graceful, right?
Exactly.
Women are graceful. Just be graceful with your rejection. It's okay to say no. Of course you're allowed to say no. But there's a way to do it that you don't scar the man forever. Just like a man who like, yeah, cat calls a woman in a bad way and would just yell, "You're fat." Like, this for sure is not going to be great and not going to make her day.
No.
This is not going to be a fun thing. So men should have standards. They should keep their standards. This is a good thing. And they should want to lead. They should want to be these men that can provide for women. If that's what you want, then keep doing that. Keep being the leader. Keep being the mentor. Keep being that man, and just find a woman who will do that with you. Don't settle for the woman who actually wants the higher job than you and the higher pay grade. Don't do that. You will be miserable. And then you will have kids and get divorced. So you don't want to do that, or you'll cheat on each other. I mean, if that's what you want, go for that. There are women out there who are submissive in the way that I am submissive, and who wanted a man to show them. Either it's in business, in the arts, in bed. You want to mix all of them together, that's fine, just like we did. But there are women out there who want men who can guide them and make them more beautiful and get the femininity out of them. Because even me as a woman born in a feminist movement, I feel like I was boyish. I was like in between. Like, we tried to mix both genders together, and I wasn't allowed to be feminine in my feminist movement.
Even your mom didn't pierce your ear.
Exactly.
You were not allowed.
I was the only girl without. Even guys had ears pierced. I didn't.
Yeah,
You had
my
your ears
father
pierced.
thought I was gay.
Because you pierced your ear.
What? Yeah, it was true. But
Yeah, back in the 1980s.
yeah, but who cares?
Exactly. If you want to do it, you want to do it. So for the women listening, well, exactly. If that's what you want, if you want a man who leads, then just go get that. And we're not talking about toxic masculinity and toxic dominance and men who are just like they're misogynistic. We're not talking about that. There's 3 of them anyways. So
they're just really noisy.
yeah, exactly. We're talking about just go get a man who seems to have it figured out. He has a better job than you. He has he has things figured out. He seems to lead his life well.
If you're a woman and you have figured it out, then you're okay.
Exactly. You don't need a man to figure it out. This
Be a
happens.
lesbian. I don't care.
Oh, this is good.
I'm not sure.
That depends. So, yeah, for women out there, and don't punish this masculine behavior if you want a leading man, right? Like, if you want someone who leads, don't go around and spread that really bad like framing for men, the way that men are perceived. Don't go and do that. Don't embark on that because people are saying that, because your friends are saying that, because that one girl.
You hate men.
Because you hate men. Because that one girl, that your one friend always has bad experience with men. Because she's not honest or whatever. So just be yourself. Don't do that. And that's what happened to me. So I spent like years unhappy since childhood, trying to find myself. I tried to go to school. I mean, I tried to travel. I did all of this alone, like completely alone. I did the backpack thing alone, traveled to Asia in my early 20s. And quite frankly, it wasn't working. It wasn't working. I wasn't feminine. I wanted to be feminine. I wasn't rich. I wanted to have money, at least to survive. I mean, I wanted to accomplish something. I wanted to work in something that was gratifying to me. Wasn't working either. So, but then I found you, and you found me.
Oh.
and then, well, he had a business. He had figured it out. He was older for sure. And you wanted to teach, and you wanted to share, and I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And so we got together and we started working together. And working is a big word, but it's not just like, 9 to 5 and working. No, we started working together. You worked on me. I helped you in ways that I could because
You brought me youth, and
yeah.
you know, you're beautiful. Look at you. You're beautiful
Merci,
now.
master. and we built this from the ground up together. And I think that's pretty much what we need to ask ourselves. And why are we afraid? Why are we so afraid? If women out there are confident in their ways, and if women out there have their bank accounts and have somewhat of a plan, I mean, why are you scared of men? You can say no whenever. And for men out there, like, why are you scared of women? If you're there and you want a woman that will admire, respect, and want to do what you do for a living, or want to be supportive of what you do for a living, then go find that. Don't be scared of what everybody's saying. Just be yourself. And I think we've been able to do that throughout our years together. And
Yes.
that's why we started the Happy Submissive podcast and the Happy
movement.
Submissive movement, which you can join right now by going to happysubmissive.com. It's totally free. Enter your email, mark if you're a couple, a man or a woman. And if you support the podcast for $4.99 per month on the happysubmissive.com website,
Thank you for a supporter. We got 3 supporters.
we got 3 supporters. You get a booklet on how to be a leading man, and a booklet on how to be a submissive woman, and how to find these in your life. If you're single, if you're not single, well, I do not advise this.
No.
Please consult your wife before you do this, or your husband. But we also have this couple option for those who would like to, well, not necessarily get the booklet, but read the book, Why Submissive Women Are Happier, and read Master and I's story and how we made it all happen and became this unit. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We will be back from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Vancouver time, live on YouTube at Piper Blush for now. And you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast and whenever. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. That way you're notified every time there's a new episode. Until next time.
They say kneel down and you'll find peace. In chains of gold, you're released. A pretty smile, a silent song. Is this where we all belong?